Okay, this is a look at lesson 4, which we went over on Thursday, August 27th. And so we started with our entrance ticket where we reviewed the learning targets for the day. I can identify strategies to determine the meaning of unfamiliar vocabulary. I can find the gist of chapter 3. I can explain how the author develops Percy's point of view toward Mr. Bruner in chapter 2. On the entrance tickets, we have an excerpt from chapter 2. Gabe just kept on collecting paychecks, spending money on cigars that made me nauseous, and on beer, of course. Whenever I was home, he expected me to provide his gambling funds. I don't have any cash, I told him. And you are, on this entrance ticket, meant to answer 2 questions. What does funds mean, and what strategy did you use to determine the meaning of this word? So you need to give me a meaning for funds and then tell me what strategy you use. So I would encourage you to take a look at context clues, look for words with similar meanings. There are more tips on the next page. To complete this, you would click Submit Assignment, and then a text box would appear at the bottom for you to give your answer. On the next page, we have a review of things that close readers do. And within the slideshow, there is some help for you on the entrance ticket. So if you've not completed the entrance ticket, this gives you some prompts on how to go about doing that. You can flip through that slideshow. There's also a video reminder of close reading and what that means. We will be doing a close read in lesson 5 tomorrow. The next part of the lesson 4 here is analyzing point of view. So reviewing what we identified as Percy's point of view toward Mr. Bruner from chapter 1, and then we are looking at how that has changed in chapter 2. So there's a slideshow here to lead you through the thought process in identifying Percy's point of view. Once you've gone through that slideshow, then it's going to take you to an excerpt in chapter 2 where things change a bit between Percy and Mr. Bruner. So go back and check out that excerpt on chapter 2 where Percy and Mr. Bruner just have a conversation after Percy's 3-hour Latin exam. And then you are meant to respond to the prompt from reading this excerpt. What is Percy's point of view toward Mr. Bruner now? And to help you answer that question, you can consider how you know Percy's point of view, how the author conveys it, and which words and phrases help you to understand Percy's point of view. So we discussed how Percy feels differently toward Mr. Bruner after that conversation in front of classmates. And we get inside Percy's head and we get to see his thoughts, and we get a physical reaction to how he feels after that conversation. You then are being led to do a gist and vocabulary for chapter 3. So we read an excerpt in class that you can also refer to. We have a synopsis here provided for you as well. So please, in the text box at the bottom that you would get by clicking Submit Assignment here at the top, I'd like for you to give me a gist. It can be a 1 to 2 sentence gist, a 20-word gist, or a 10 hashtag gist of chapter 3, and then also use one of the vocab words, anxiety or nerve, in a sentence to complete that part of the assignment. The last thing we have for lesson 4 is a conclusion discussion. In this discussion, you are meant to give a response, and then you are also meant to reply to one of your classmates' response. It's worth 2 points, 1 for each part of that. So if you only give your response and do not respond to a classmate with more than I agree, you will not get full credits. So the question that you are meant to respond to here: how and why has Percy's point of view toward Mr. Bruner changed in chapter 2? And how has the author developed Percy's point of view? It could be developed through conversation and words that Percy says. It could be in dialogue. It could be in thoughts that Percy shares. It could be in a way that Percy acts or reacts, and you're going to give your response.